Jess Hardwick and Marzena Karp-Singh from Bassetlaw Community Voluntary Services, who are going to talk about the wonderful partnership working that has been happening in Bassetlaw to support people who really need support in a way that works for them. Over to you, Marzena and Jess.
Hi there. So me and Marja are going to tag team this a little bit. So we'll not keep you too long. But yeah, a lovely project that we've been working on over the last 2 years altogether, but it's really taken off since January this year. So we are the Bassetlaw Friends of Family Hub Collaborative. So Manton is a key area for us in Bassetlaw. It is a really highly deprived area with high IMD, lots of core 20 postcodes, lots of issues with antisocial behaviour, notoriously a difficult community to engage with, ex-mining community. There's also a lack of community space here as well. We have got some organisations such as Family Hub, we've got Bassetlaw Food Bank, we've got St Paul's Church Hall, and Rainbow Park as a green space, but again is a target for a lot of antisocial behaviour, which means it's not necessarily accessible to a lot of people in the community. Do you want to add out, Marzena?
No, and I think it's worth noting that, you know, this community has not been really physically active, and the community also has experienced a lot of barriers. And Jess is going to talk about the project that we have developed, which enabled us to build a relationship with the community, and it all started from there.
So we did start collaborating, like I said, probably 2024, I think September 2024. So first project that we ran from September 2024 was something called Fresh Street. Now, this was a research project done in conjunction with Nottingham University and Reading University. Similar projects have been run across the country, and this was about accessibility to fresh food, good quality fruit and veg. So they wanted to extend the research to include social interaction and social isolation. So what we did, it's a nudge, behavioural nudge technique. We were door knocking in a community was selected at random, 40 households. We were delivering vouchers to those households every week, and then people would come and redeem their vouchers at a central point called Willow Garden, which is it's like an allotment, but it's a community organisation. They would come and collect from us every week, same day, same time, and they get a free fresh box of fruit and veg. They couldn't choose what was in there. They just got what the greengrocers would allocate us for that week. So that project ran overall for 6 months, allowed us a brilliant opportunity to build a relationship with a community that was really hard to engage with. Unfortunately, funding did put a stop to that eventually, but it gave us the opportunity to run some engagement events similar to the ones that you can see here. So we've got the Easter Fun Day, where we had an Easter bunny hunt out at Willow Garden, and then our biggest success was the Manton family Halloween Bonanza. So this was 4 or 5 organisations basically putting on a day's worth of events free to the community here. So this is a picture from that engagement event. So you can see this is multi-generational. You've got, I think we had over 100 attendees throughout that day. This is just at the Willow Garden. From here, we did walking by stealth, in that we'd put on a scavenger hunt around Manton. People took the scavenger hunt, treasure hunt clues with them, had to tick off or write us down where they'd found the things, and then they took their pumpkins to Family Hub, where they did Family Hub carving. We had face painting, really massive success, and I think that brokered the next move, which is when Family Hub came to us and said, please, can we do more engagement with you? We've not had that kind of uptake from people before. Marzena, anything you'd like to add?
I think the beauty of it is that, you know, by the collaborative work, we can save on the resources, and, you know, the partners who work alongside us, they each bring a different kind of skill sets to this, and they also serve different audiences. So they all bring different skill sets to the table. We can save on resources, but they also serve different communities, different beneficiaries. So that's why we have this range of different audiences that we can serve.
So I suppose this is kind of expanded on what Marzena has just said, and that is that while we're collaborating with other organisations, our events are much more successful. We have much more engagement. We are engaging with people that we haven't engaged with before. As Marzena was saying, each organisation tends to work with their audience. They have members who will use them regularly, but they may not be engaging with other services that they may benefit from. And again, planning the events, the resources that it requires to do it, it seems to be mitigated when we collaborate. This is when Family Hub then approached us and said, please, let's work together again. So in January this year, we held our first collaborative meeting. You can see a list of organisations on the left-hand side of the screen. These were the first organisations to be involved as part of the collaborative discussion. At that first meeting, we agreed a full calendar of engagement events for the year, based around school holiday time. And the reason that we chose these organisations to be the start of our collaborative is because we all had those similar objectives, and that is around health, nutrition, activity, community and resilience. All of the organisations that were involved, these are key, really important themes. So this was our first event that we ran during February half term, and I'm sure you can all remember the miserable January and February that we had, that it just poured it down the whole time. Luckily, we managed to find a break in the rain, but yeah, so we had a walk, leader-led walk. ABL very kindly did some walk leader training for us as a result of that first collaborative meeting. They did that free of charge for us. So lots of the organisations then had a walk leader trained up. So we held a walk leader-led walk around a local green space in Worksop. We were able to, Family Hub created scavenger hunts for the children to take with them. We then engaged with nature a little bit, where we found poo sticks, and we were doing poo sticks over the river, which was absolutely wonderful. And then we managed to do a stop off at our local library, where we had there was 2 families sign up for library cards there and then while we were in the library, which is absolutely fantastic. Again, engaging with a service that they're not already engaging with, that them as a family are going to benefit from. And then we've got a local heritage building close to us, Aurora Centre, which is actually a cancer specialist support organisation, but it's very, very retro. We've got lots of old, wonderful museum artefacts in there. So again, we stopped off with the families, and they were given a tour there as well. So these, as of this first event, we've then increased our collaborative by 2 organisations, which was fantastic. Marzena, anything to add?
No, I think the main objective of the walks, or the the physical activity, the engagement event themselves, is just to be able to promote, not only promote, to let the community approach different organizations that they wouldn't have approached by themselves, and find out about the services that they provide. So that was another objective of the engagement events.
So we've been meeting regularly to feedback on events and things like that. This was going to be a much bigger event than that first one was. And if everyone's just got a couple of minutes, are we all right to press play on the video, please?
We have a toddler group, and we do like a drop-in group, and we have all age services on Sundays as well. And then during Easter holidays, like it is this week, and like today, we've done a messy church. It was all Claire that's planned it and everything, so I've just rocked up and volunteered, but it's been really great to be involved in that way and actually meet people who I will hopefully eventually be around with more. So I work collaboratively with others. I network all the time. As part of my job, I always try and network with people that are in a similar role to me. So I work with other people in the diocese as well. I also do that by just being around with families, but only in the environment that the groups, the sessions that I run are on. Just so that it's that safer conversation and community.
We've really enjoyed the St Paul's Church, the family fun day. All the children have had a little play, and then doing the scavenger hunt as well on the way round. The older one enjoyed finding the pictures on the lamppost. That were good fun. I've been to previous ones in the holidays as well in the summer. Some nice events on. But yeah, it's great. It's great for all ages, and the children all enjoy it.
The main thing that makes this event happen, I think, is the goodwill and the collaboration between a group of partners that are interested in improving outcomes for people living in Manton. It's really important that partners come together to think about how they work together, how they think about aligning strategically, and how they pool resources and money to make events like this happen. What I've noticed is collaboration is really strong. There's a number of organisations that are really keen on coming together to think about how they align and how they pool resources and how they share roles and responsibilities. They've spent a lot of time thinking about shared purpose and a common goal, which is the thing that sort of helps to bring them together. And without collaboration, an event like this wouldn't happen. It's amazing to see all sorts of different organisations coming together just with that shared purpose.
So feedback from the community that we constantly get is that there's not a lot of activities available for families and lots of organisations that work within this area. To put a large event on for families would be extremely difficult with regards to colleagues and funding. So a couple of partners originally broached the idea of, shall we do a collaborative event? The idea behind the collaborative event was that the actual organising and the staffing of these events takes up a lot of time for organisations. So a shared responsibility of organisation and staffing events would be really beneficial. And then it has the added benefit as well of connecting people with services that they're not necessarily using as individual organisations. We are interacting with one kind of audience, and Family Hub may be interacting with a completely different kind of audience. So it's linking people in with services that they're not currently using. The collaborative organisations promoting physical activity is something that we are all interested in, a shared goal, and so a shared or collaborative event is the perfect opportunity to be able to do that. And so we've had the organisation of a scavenger hunt, we've had stay and play, we've had an Easter bunny hunt, and we've also got an organised walk down to another sporting event, the darts event. So lots and lots of different ways of encouraging physical activity. And I think
Thank you. And I think it's important here as well that we've managed there in a community where deprivation is a big problem. We've managed to arrange an all-day event, which has fed children from the beginning of the day to the end of the day, and it's all free of cost, and that's down to the collaboration of the organisations working together. Brilliant. Okay, so and then we've come to the latest event that we ran, which is part of the Walk Not's Move More in May initiative, which was our Move More May in Clumber. So what we did here is Active Knots very kindly donated some money for us to fund some transport to take some families who wouldn't necessarily be able to access a beautiful space like Clumber, that green space, due to lack of infrastructure in Bassetlaw, buses, due to cost. We managed to arrange to take over 30 individuals, that being the different organisations. We put families in there. We had people from our St Paul's community pantry come with us as well, people with mobility issues. Again, lots of a multi-generational trip out, and we all visited Clumber for the day, and people hired buggies. They could go off and do whatever they wanted during that time. Bassetlaw Food Bank very kindly provided lunch boxes. From the Heart Charity very kindly donated drinks and snacks for that day. And National Trust very kindly donated daily passes for us. So again, a free of charge event for everyone, all the beneficiaries there that day. Marzena?
Yeah, I think the advantage of it was that the session there in the Clumber wasn't structured, so people could do whatever they fancied. And I think people absolutely loved it because the families had a time to spend with the kids at the shaded area in the woods. Then also we had a lady who was in a mobility scooter, and she spent 3 hours with her friend from the group walking alongside the buggy for 3 hours. And she said to me she's never walked that far. So the maximum she ever covered was like 10 minutes distance, whereas here she managed to walk, you know, for 3 hours without even realizing it. So this is a great achievement for her. And everyone had a lovely time there. And we just wanted to move on from there, and therefore we planned another 2 events in the summer to Clumber Park. And basically we will be doing an event each week, and Jess will just talk about this briefly, because I think we exceeded our time slot, which was 15 minutes, because we'll be talking for 17 minutes now, I just realized, which is a bit too long, I think. So another events are awaiting this summer and beyond the summer in October as well.
Just highlighting what Marzena has told us, and that is that the collaborative has grown from that initial 6 or 7 organisations. We are now up to 10, 11 organisations, and the other engagement events that we have planned, we've actually now added to this as well. So we've got some more to add in. This was just this was last week's draft of it. So I think our role as BCVS is still kind of a coordinator role, but it's just growing from strength to strength, and it's definitely something that we're going to engage with going forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Just really, really wonderful to see all of those organisations coming together and supporting so many people, and then getting so much out of it. It's quite special when you're up there and just seeing what people are getting out of all of that support you're giving them. Thank you very much.